Hello fellas. Welcome back to Top 5 Choices. Today's video I am gonna do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best desktop workstation, 2021. After doing proper researches, we came to the conclusion that meets the best in terms of overall. Kindly leave a like if you find this helpful, and I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications if you haven't. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use to for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. We'll be back with more videos. HP has managed to fit an Intel Xeon processor and a NVIDIA Quadro GPU in this diminutive, snazzy-looking black box. They qualify the Z2 Mini as a bona fide workstation thanks to the chassis diminutive form factor. You can install the Z2 Mini vertically or horizontally on top of your desk. Along the side, you'll spot two USB 3.0 ports, one of which supports quick charging connected devices. There's also a USB Type-C port and a 3.5mm audio input/output jack. Around back, our review unit features no fewer than 3 DisplayPort 1.2 outputs for connecting the latest external displays, as well as a second USB Type-C port, 2 more USB 3.0 ports, the power connection, a gigabit Ethernet jack, and a serial port for legacy hardware. All the ports are located on the side or rear, giving the front of the Z2 Mini a clean, sleek look. Here you can see the 2.5-inch 1TB hard drive, easily accessible with the lid off. The test unit also has an SSD for a boot drive. Hot air escapes through 4 vents, one at each corner of the chassis. These vents have been redesigned for the 4th generation, one of the few physical alterations to the Z4 Mini. HP sent along a cheap-looking, uncomfortable plastic keyboard and mouse with the Z2 Mini G4, but you can opt not to get these. The Precision 7920 is a Goliath tower, measuring 17 by 8.6 by 22.3 inches, HWD, and weighing a whopping 56 pounds in this review, guys. The metal carry handles on its front and back are supremely sturdy and a godsend for moving at any distance. This tower shares its design theme with the Dell Precision 5820. The construction is almost entirely steel. Honeycomb front panels allow airflow for the system's numerous fans. 4 are stacked behind the left side grate, another 2 point out the rear, and a 7th slots between the CPU coolers. There are numerous smaller fans in the power supply, graphics card, and several dedicated to the various storage drives. The Precision doesn't get annoyingly loud despite all those fans, giving off just a low background hum for most tasks. The fans spooled up slightly while I was running our benchmark tests, but I had to listen for them. This tower's excellent front panel connectivity includes a full-size SD card reader, 2 USB 3.1 Type-A ports, 2 USB Type-C ports, and an audio combo jack. The optional slimline DVD writer sits off to the right. A switch on the dividing line between the front panels releases the right side grate for access to the 4 lower 3.5-inch drive bays. Each bay is populated with a 4TB SATA drive in my unit. Swapping drives is a toolless operation. Simply press the release button and use the pop-out handle to slide out the caddy. 2 fans behind the drive bays keep them cool. The right chamber of the chassis is dedicated to storage drives and power. My Precision 7920 test unit has a 1400-watt server-style power supply. For the ultimate in serviceability, it can be replaced in less than a minute without even opening the chassis. Pressing the release tab allows it to slide out. The appeal of all-in-one PCs is that they are essentially monitors with a PC built into them, though unlike many all-in-ones, which have the computer behind the screen, the PC part of the Lenovo Yoga A940 is actually built into the base of the stand. In a way, this makes sense, as it allows the screen to be much thinner, and, like the Surface Studio, the screen can be angled so that you can draw on it using the included stylus. For anyone who has been frustrated by the inflexibility of the iMac when it comes to positioning the screen to comfortably work on, this is a welcome feature. The screen can be pulled down and angled as if you were working on a canvas, which could appeal to digital artists. The 27-inch screen boasts a 4K resolution with 100% Adobe RGB support and Dolby Vision. This makes visuals on the screen look bright and vibrant, and that Adobe RGB support is essential for any professional who requires accurate colors, such as digital artists and photographers. The bezels around the screen are rather thick, but it doesn't detract from the stunning display. The top bezel holds a webcam, which can be used to sign in using Windows Hello, letting you log in with just a glance at the webcam. There are also built-in front-facing Dolby Atmos speakers along the top, which gives the user a more immersive audio experience, especially in movies. The Lenovo Yoga A940 model we reviewed comes with an Intel Core i7-8700 CPU, 16GB of RAM and AMD Radeon RX 560X GPU. These aren't the latest and most powerful components you'll find in a PC, especially a workstation, but they are enough to handle pretty much any modern application with ease, and even a spot of gaming as well. The Intel Core i7-8700 is a 6-core CPU that was launched at the end of 2017, and while it has a decent amount of cores, and a base frequency of 3.2 GHz and a turbo frequency of 4.60 GHz, there are more accomplished CPUs out there, which have been released in the preceding years. The CPU is fine for most tasks, including multitasking, but if you can get a version of the Lenovo Yoga A940 with a more recent CPU such as the 9th generation Intel Core i7-9700 8-core CPU that is available in Australia, then we recommend it, as you'll see a big uptick in performance. The One Pro i200 is a sleek, silver, rectangular box with 2 programmable LED strips running down the front and a few tasteful Corsair logos. At only 15.0 by 7.9 by 6.9 inches, it's one of the smallest desktops we've ever reviewed, and would look perfectly at home either on top of a desk or in an entertainment center. It weighs 23.4 pounds, though, so don't rest it on a flimsy surface. While it has nothing to do with the system's performance, I can't overstate just how pretty the One Pro i200 looks, or how little space it takes up. Plenty of PC manufacturers charge users a premium fee, then deliver a plain black box with a few LED highlights. It sounds like the Corsair One Pro i200 has a lot of ports. On the front, you'll find a 3.5mm audio jack, 2 USB-A ports and an HDMI port. Yes, the HDMI port is in the front, possibly to facilitate VR hookups. In any case, it took me an embarrassing amount of time to figure out that it wasn't on the back, as it is in most machines. With the sheer power behind the iMac Pro, particularly next to the regular iMac, Apple has really outdone itself, all the while maintaining the design of the all-in-one machine. All those powerful internal components are tucked away behind the 27-inch display, resulting in a sleek, stark machine that looks attractive in any office or studio. The fact that Apple has kept the body as slim as it has is a proof of the blood, sweat and tears, not to mention, meticulous design considerations, they've put into designing the iMac Pro. At its edges, the iMac Pro is just 5mm, 0.2 inches, thick, which means it won't take up a lot of room on your desk. It comes in at just 0.7 kilograms, 21.38 pounds, as well, so you won't break your back transferring it from one desk to the other when you have to. According to Apple, this cooling system, which integrates a high-capacity heatsink and additional venting on the back of the computer, provides almost 75% more airflow and an 80% increase in system thermal capacity. All the while, the iMac Pro consumes 67% more power than a 27-inch iMac. This design efficiently cooled the iMac Pro when we tested it, which involved editing 4K HDR content in Final Cut Pro X, all while keeping the fan noise down. As important as the form factor and accessories are, one of the most critical aspects, particularly for professional photographers, video or image editors, is the display. The 27-inch 5K screen was declared by Apple as its best ever, boasting 500 nits of brightness, an increase of 43% over previous iMac's brightness. The 5120 by 2880 resolution is just as delightful here as it is on high-end iMacs, which also come with this resolution. In addition, the improvement over standard 4K resolution means video editors can work on 4K video at full resolution and still have a lot of extra space for their editing tools, browser or a music player. It's in the small details that turn the iMac Pro into such an astonishing tool for professionals. It helps speed up, not to mention, make more seamless, your workflow by minimizing the need to enter and exit full screen mode if you're on a 4K, or lower, monitor. Because the iMac Pro is created for professionals, color reproduction needs to be as accurate as possible. This is crucial for photographers, graphic artists and video editors, amongst others. To offer accurate color reproduction, the display supports the P3 wide gamut color space, an RGB color space that is widely used in digital movie production.